Well, good afternoon. I'm Pastor Les Chemist. Welcome to Cruisin' the Narrow Road. Today we're going to talk about motorcycle EDC. What is EDC? Well, thanks for joining me again on another episode of Cruisin' the Narrow Road. Today we're going to talk about EDC, everyday carry. Phrase comes from the idea of preparedness, being prepared. This usually falls in the realm of stuff you carry in your pockets for guys, usually. I suppose girls do it too, but most of what I see on YouTube is guys talking about this. That's only my experience. But anyway, the idea is having things on you that you might need. A lot of people carry like a Leatherman tool or, pocket knife. There's all kinds of things that people use to be prepared. And that's not a bad idea. I think sometimes the whole EDC community gets a little lost in theory. And, some take it to an extreme. But it never hurts to be prepared for things. Now, you can't be prepared for everything. We know that. We understand that. Everyday carry. How does that apply to motorcycle riding? In my experience, there are things that have happened to me, and more than once, that I think is a good idea to be prepared for. So on my bike, I carry a number of things that will get me out of a pinch, will get me through a troubled time, something that, if I broke down, flat tires, something like that, I'll take stuff. I'm trying to be prepared on the eventuality that that kind of stuff will happen. There's a few little things that we all sort of know about. Things like zip ties. I always have a handful of zip ties in my saddlebag on my bike somewhere, because zip ties can put stuff back together and temporarily fix things, and get you out of a pinch. On the same vein, you can also take like electrical tape. Some might take duct tape, though I don't want to carry a big roll of duct tape. A little roll of electrical tape might be good. But zip ties are the thing that I always carry. I always have zip ties, and I always have a handful of them in my saddlebag. Another thing that I carry is a tie-down strap, or a couple of tie-down straps of some sort. Now, the ones I have, I picked up at the dollar store. They're only cheap. They're about 6-8 feet long a piece, and they're just a cinch strap. They're not a ratchet strap as such. They just have a buckle in them, a little cam buckle that you pull the webbing through, and it cinches down tight and holds it there. I use those on my trip across the island. In the video you can reference up here, put a link to it up here. That my two videos, my trip across the island and the trip across the island 2, and we're going to Ramya. I needed those tie-down straps because the tie-downs, the straps that came with my dry bag that I had on the back of the bike failed. They were miserable. They wouldn't stay tight. Good bag, poor tie-down system. And so I ended up using these dollar store cinch straps to tie down my bag and other things that I ended up picking up along the way. And I never had a problem with them. Yes, I had to tie up a bunch of stuff, but it was good. So I always carry some sort of a tie-down strap to be able to put stuff on the bike. If I go to the store, pick up something bigger that can't fit in the saddlebag, I can just strap it down to the back seat. And so that's always there as well. I always have at least one in my back, in my saddlebag, to be able to do that. Those are just general things that you might need and are just a good idea. And there's many times I have needed those, so I keep those in my bag. There are two other things though that I carry for more of emergency situations. They're not life-threatening situations, but breakdown situations. The problems with the bike. Number one, and I think everybody should have a kit like this on their bike of some sort, is a tire repair kit, a plug kit. Now, if you're running tubes in your tires, I know that you can't really plug those tires. I get that. That wouldn't work for you. You might be able to do a patch kit. especially if you're riding a lot of off-road, you're a long way from nowhere. You need to have some sort of a patch kit to patch tubes, a way to break down your wheel and your tire and put it back together, patching everything and getting you back on the road. And I know many people who ride off-road have those kits, and that's invaluable. For me, I do tarmac riding, tour riding, riding around town. I have a plug kit. Now I'm running tubeless tires on my Suzuki C50 SE, and so I don't need to worry about patch kit for tubes. I just have to plug, and I can plug the tires right on the rim. You are familiar with that. You can just plug the tire while it's still on the bike. You don't need to remove it. Just pull out whatever nail or whatever has caused the puncture, ream it out, insert the plug. The mushroom plug is what I'm using. Though there might not be the number one choice, they do still work. And, even when we plug a tire, we're probably going to change that tire, get rid of that one because it's got a puncture. We're not going to run these things long term. We're talking about getting ourselves out of a pinch. So I have a plug kit that uses these mushroom plugs, has the tools to be able to insert that and put it in and fix the tire. But that kit also comes with a little compressor that plugs into an SAE hookup on the battery. Now it has the clips with it that I can clip it on the battery, but I already have a pigtail attached to my battery for my battery maintainer, and I leave that there permanently. So I have the plug already attached to the bike, and the convenience with this compressor, I can just plug it into that, run my compressor, air my tires up. Really good little system. I got mine off Amazon. I'll try and link that down here in the description. I can't remember how it was, about 80 bucks, I think. Not super cheap, but it seemed like a really good system, came very well recommended. The last thing that I carry, and I'm just starting to carry it this year, only this season will I actually put it in the bike. I didn't get it until Christmas time, but I started looking last fall for one of these, and that is some sort of a electrical box to jumpstart or boost my bike in case the battery died. And last year we had 3 situations where my battery or somebody else's battery died. Once it was Spence's on his Harley, and I had to push his Harley around the parking lot to try and get him bump start his bike. We got it done, but man, I don't want to be pushing an 800-pound Harley around a parking lot anymore. And a jump box would have got us out of that situation. Now, I say jump box, that's what I call it, a booster box, whatever you want to call it. I was looking for one, and I wanted one real compact, a real small one that could fit in the saddlebag. Just before Christmas, I found one. Walking through Costco, I saw one on the shelf. Really compact unit. This unit is just really small. It's a battery bank with a hookup for jumper cable setup that with the alligator clips on it to be able to jumpstart my bike. It's not real big. It's really compact. It's only about 3 inches by 1 inch thick by maybe 5 inches long. It comes with its own carrying case and is really good. Also, you can charge anything from a US that has USB or USB-C hookups. Really good. It has a flashlight in it. Has emergency warning red lights in it. Just the theory is really good. And I'm going to say theory because I haven't used it yet. I have not had the opportunity to jumpstart anything with it, but the information says that you can jump even a pickup truck with this box. Now I don't imagine you'll get a whole lot of shots at doing it because it is small, but apparently it will, and you can jumpstart vehicles with it. So on that theory, and because of my necessity, I did buy this. Well, I didn't buy it. Mrs. Narrow Road bought it for me for Christmas, and I got it under the tree Christmas time. Looking forward to putting it on the bike and having that peace of mind, especially in light of the 3 situations last year that I had where my battery failed or somebody else's battery failed. So that's a list of things that I like to carry. I like to be prepared for those things. The Bible also tells us that we need to be prepared for eternity as well. Matthew 24:44 says, "Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." The Bible tells us that Christ is coming back one day. And when it comes time, we will stand before God and give an account of what we've done. We will be judged. We'll be put before the Almighty Judge, and we will answer for our behavior here on this earth. The Bible says in Hebrews 9:27, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So we will answer for everything we've done in this life. The Bible tells us we need to be prepared for that. How do we be prepared for that? Well, number one, we need to come to know the Savior, Jesus Christ, who can save us from our sin and justify us and give us his righteousness and forgive our sin and cleanse us from that, so that we can be ready to stand before Almighty God and answer for our life. Something to think about. If you have any questions about that, please mention in the comments, contact me, and let me know. Ask me questions. I'd love to talk to you about how to be saved. Love to talk to you about how to know for sure that when you leave this earth, when God comes for you, that you're ready to stand before him and face his judgment, face his examining of your life. Hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't be shy. Give it a thumbs up. That always helps the channel. And if you've never subscribed to Cruisin' the Narrow Road, why don't you go ahead and do that. Subscribe. And don't forget to click the little bell icon so that you're notified whenever new videos comes out. Thank you so much for joining me today. May God bless you.